Hello, my name is spyderco. In this video I will talk a bit about the history back then in the old Swiss days, in the late 80s, 90s and all that. In Switzerland, the spyderco brand was pretty soon be sold, imported and sold, and those items were really on top back then. The tactical folder craziness was coming up, so that the people recognized that you could actually open a knife blade with one hand and close it again too with one hand, and that you have a pocket clip on the knife and all that. And so the first versions that we got in Switzerland of the spyderco brand were basically what we see here in front. This one is a bird model that is currently made in China, and it has a different style of a hole for the blade opening, but all in all, quality wise, the blade material and all that is like we had it back then in Switzerland on the first spyderco knives. So I saw those knives, the Cara / Endura size, on eBay, cheap. It was an advertising knife. It had some laser engraving on the handle that I did grind off with a bit of sandpaper. So I got that cheap, plus the smaller version, the Delica version, for collection and more for a bit nostalgic feelings, because the regular spyderco versions are price-wise absolute overpriced for what it is. It's amazing how much they charge nowadays for a spyderco. So yeah, that's how that was back then. That was pretty good, even as the item is completely shiny. Later on, of course, the plastic versions did come too, and that was then already quite a difference between the plastic handle and the stainless steel version. The plastic you got, of course, in both sizes too back then. It was mainly the police model that was, as best as I remember, first only in stainless steel. That was the biggest, and then the Endura, what we have here as the Cara 2, and then the Delica, which would be like this smaller one. That were the three sizes that you could get. Also, they had a version with a rescue blade back then that did start with a serrated edge. So all of a sudden we had versions with a fully serrated edge, with part serrated edge like it is here on the table, and of course the plain edge version as usually too. But back then the craziness was about the part serrated version, so that you could use it for cutting rope or fibrous material way easier for a tactical application. Again, that is long time ago, in the 1980s, late 80s to 90s, and yeah, that is how that is. So as I saw those models, the stainless steel ones used on eBay cheap, I did get me those for nostalgic reasons, just for test out again and see how well they do, and then put it in the collection. So that much about the history, how that was with the tactical folders, the first ones in Switzerland.